Oil pastels are weird. They're basically like crayons, wax crayons we used when we were kids, but these ones are made with oil pigment. They're controlled by pressure, and with too much pressure, you can end up breaking them. But at the end of the day, they can be used similar to paints to make extremely beautiful works. And in this video, prior to now, I've only used them about twice. I've owned them for about a year and a half, but because of my uncertainty around them, I have been procrastinating using them. I made an original work, and with the limit in colors, I was able to do something quite different from what I would have ever done. The first one I'll show you is basically the Grinch, a green professor. There was an image of Dochi I've always wanted to draw. I created this. Normally I use charcoal pencils or graphite pencils, and that's not nearly close to the frequency that I use color pencils. That's my main mode of drawing. I want to make more original art that maybe can be sold or that can be put in display in a gallery. I decided to choose my own reference. I decided to go with my own style because as an artist, of course, realism is a skill stuff, there's still creativity, but within it, you always want to do something that can be only attributed to yourself. The initial sketch I made with grades. I was almost halfway through with the bonnet before I realized I hadn't even started recording. And by then, I propped it up and continued. The bonnet is grey, but black is very strong and grey is too light. So in between, I added my own dashes of navy blue and light blue, constituting to about 4 colors total. And I like the sheen I put on it. This is the bonnet about done. The next day, I moved over to the face, starting with the eyes, eyebrows, and the major shadows of the face, as most professionals would do. I used about 5 colors for the shadows, from yellow to very dark brown and black, but just using black at the end to accentuate the darkness, and navy blue as the light part of the completely black eyes. This is the face so far. Don't worry if it's looking so weird. With the white background and the very dark colors, the contrast is at about 100%. So there's still more shadows to be done, but the main portions of the face have been finished. And I like the way oil pastels don't need to fit perfectly, but from a distance, all things merge together to make it look good. Moving over to the next colors of the face, I truly believe that the skin is orange, all shades of orange to brown, and the lightest shade of brown possible is white, but next to it will be light yellow. And from the right part to the left part of the face, always starting with yellow and layering with orange, light brown, and then dark brown. I like that the layering is extremely possible with oil pastels, and moving on from there, I used another unconventional dark such as purple and peach for the light and dark colors in the lips. Finishing off with the face, that's the lightest part, so not much dark brown was used, and over there at the ear I used purple, black and medium brown to finish it off. Just the final touches to the face before I'm done. That was already the whole part of the face done before I moved over at night to the vest and the right arm. I think it's right or left arm. For the vest, as I said again, with gray can be very boring. So for the shadows this time, just with a little strokes of left, I used navy blue, purple and light blue. And for the arm, it was dark brown, light brown, and my black being my navy blue. For the shadows in the arm, I used light yellow and peach, giving it kind of colorful, unconventional arm. Now I've done the bonnet, the face, and the left arm. Just remaining the arm that's closest to us and the background. I really like the way it's come out. like how creative I've become and choosing my own colors that are truly different from the reference colors, taking value over color. And I've said color plenty times in the room, but you should get what I'm saying. And at almost the final stretch of the drawing, I move over to the arm that's closest to us. And this is mainly the second part in focus next to the face. If I don't do it too well, it will look out of place. So I have to make the light very light and the dark very dark, while also keeping the colors in harmony with the other arm. And with that, I think I did a pretty good job throughout. This guy is covering his face.
Wait,
This is the reference, yeah?
No, stop.
But it's not him I'm drawing. The guy did not know that day she just woke up from sleep, took picture of him.
But why are you posting this pin
Now he has become the subject.
My friend Kelly, the reference for the drawing, I just let him put a few white strokes in the light parts. So the biggest paper I had was this. This doesn't have a standard size. So by millimeters, it's 375 by 555, which is about, let's say, about 30% bigger than A3 paper. I've noticed that with bigger drawings, I wouldn't force myself to do Loomis or height paper, and because the main work is in my color application and how I want to apply my oil pastels, I will go by grid to do the sketch, and that's what I did with this drawing here. The true beauty of oil pastels is the messiness, and even through you can see the whiteness of the paper. A rule of thumb is to not layer so many colors over themselves, and maybe it's because of I'm not using the highest quality of oil pastels, although price doesn't matter, it's basically your skill and creativity. It did get a bit messy. Mostly oil pastels are intentional, as you lay it on paper that's permanent, unless you want to put the oil pastel within your fingernails. And with that, sometimes I had over applied colors, or I wasn't layering the proper colors over themselves, and it was messy. But there's nothing perfect in art. Everything, even with mistakes, is basically part of the full process. I still don't know what I'll name it. Even the name of this video is debatable. And if you notice, what is it? My beards are starting to come out. I must start showing very well. And as I've seen now, hoping that you've made it to the end of this video, this is the final oil pastel piece. First of all, for the 50 that watched my Christmas video, if you can remember this, I worked out in that video. I don't know why I got only about 48 views, but that aside, it was the real life experience, different from the actual YouTube video. And now for the in-person review. For now, I'll call it the man in the bonnet. I hope the full work is showing is me with it. Oil pastels with basically a rainbow short dash gradient. That took about 10 hours total. So that has been it. This is Ryan Studio. I hope you enjoyed the video. Follow my TikTok at Ryan Amadus, and I'll see you in the next one.